So it's after 20. It's before 23, but after. Why are my chapters so fucking long? Okay, well, it's after you. Man, is it a combination? That's piss. Fuck. Yeah, it is. Let me guess. Chapter 13's fine. No. Fuck it. I'm dealing with that later. Jesus. I just need to come up with a fucking chapter name. Oh, beautiful. The watch ticked and it talked, moving from 11:55 to 11:56. Then from 1 second to the next, slowly cracking, Sorry. The watch ticked and it talked, moving from 11:55 to 11:56. Then from 1 second to the next, it slowly crawled its way all the way up to 11:59, where, after a brief moment, turned to peak at 12 o'clock. Then the ticking stopped as the clock finally reached its destined end, its final absolution. The number painted itself in Siegfried's mind and floated there as if it were the answer to all of life's mysteries. Suddenly, without a second more passing, without a second to spare. So without another second passing. Another second passing. For in Siegfried, suddenly, without another second passing, for in Siegfried's case, time had no longer a reason to tick. Time no longer had a reason to tick. A familiar figure dressed in all black appeared standing over Siegfried, the German's dying body. Fuck. Where's Siegfried? Dalian took hold of the watch from Siegfried's cold hands and smiled at the dying German whose mind was utterly flustered with more. Dalian took hold of the watch from Siegfried's cold hands and smiled at the dying German whose mind was utterly flustered with more information than it could ever comprehend. I can't read. And okay, hold on here. Chapter 32. We're there. We're at the part where the clock goes all the way up. Read this. Read this fucking prelude right here. Tick-tock, he counts as the pin drops. Tick-tock, he counts as the pin drops. Over and over again. Tick-tock, he counts as the pin drops. Then the pin grows tired of dropping. The pin, sick of this redundant function which promises no natural end, sick of this rewardless torture which, as every second passes, it is driven further and further into an insanity so persuading it brings the infeasible thoughts of an end into its mind, chooses not to tick or to talk, or even to drop. The pin exercises a will that it did not know it had. It took its newfound power and forced back the reality which doomed it to eternally sink into its empty abyss. It grabbed its destiny by the throat, brought it in real close and dictated to it, "I will sink no longer." And thus the pin ceased to fall. In utter defiance of its possessor, it began to ascend. Though this change in its life came with a price, this maddened force, this destiny would not take this defiance in silence. It grabbed the pin. It granted the pin its desire, but this came with a single stipulation. For the force of destiny does nothing for purely the good of another. That would betray itself. Okay. What we have so far in the first paragraph, from tick-tock to brought in real close and dictated to it, for those watching on the screen, for this part, is that this is Siegfried killing Mark Kino at his job, running away and escaping, tired of dropping, blah 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 blah. This is his prison. It hates it. It leaves. It goes insane. It fucking kills it. It destroys the natural path of his life from that point out. It bursts out of it. He becomes self-conscious and creates his own life again, or so he believes. Or so he believes that he's going on a life of his own, on a creation of his own, on a path he constructed himself. And then this part to here, this encompasses the parts where Dalian came in to help Siegfried twice. Helped him escape from the streets and brought him to the cabin. You know, It granted its desires of escape, but it came with a single stipulation. Nothing for the purely good of another that'll betray itself. Second time was when Siegfried was on the road with his son. Same case, same idea. And then we have Siegfried's death. I mean, sure, it's a one-page prelude, so it's not going to count for the whole serial killer arc and everything like that. But okay, now the third paragraph comes here. It took the pin by its will, by its imagination. Destiny took the pin by its will, by its imagination, and brought knowledge to the pin. It brought truth to this ignorant dreamer. After this gift from destiny, the pin dreamt no longer, for it knew all it could be and all it ever would be. The pin knew that it would forever tick and it would forever talk, that it would forever drop and then rise back up again and touch the top. The pin learned that its existence was to repeat. Its 1 minute life would last an eternity. Instead of dreaming of an end, the pin spent its time despairing over knowing that there is no end. For the pin, there will never be a curtain which overcomes its sights, never be a final applause to signify the end of its performance and bring a sense of relief. This is what is going to happen in chapter 3, when Destiny tells Siegfried that, like Nietzsche said, and like Russ Cole said, time is a flat circle. You relive your life over and over again. And so, there will be no escape, for this whole thing of him reliving his life over and over again is the prison. As the pin ticks and talks, Destiny takes the 2D perspective of the pin, gives it a 3D perspective, and allows it to look at itself for what it is. The pin sees itself as constantly moving forward, not realizing that it's going in a circle. Okay? Yeah. I mean, I've explained this already, but I'll fucking do it again because I'm pumped. The pin is constantly going in circle. It realizes it is a clock. It realizes that its existence just repeats over and over again. That shit. My thing crashed. That's not good. That its drive is that what drives it is not a thing. That what drives it, or that it drives itself. That's not correct. Damn it. Is this saved? Hold on. My recorder on my desktop crashed, which isn't good. Oh, that's not good either. Oh shit. Ah, the recording didn't save, damn it! Fuck. The recording didn't save. What a piece of shit that is. It's alright, you don't... Ah, pisses me off. Try opening it up with QuickTime, but it's not gonna work, is it? I still have you for now. Pissing me off. Yeah. It's broken. Well, fuck you. Alright. Well, anyways, I'm gonna quickly name the chapter. Okay, so anyway, that's what Siegfried's life was. I based the whole story and all the dallying and everything on that. How it's gonna end on that analogy I wrote that one time I was bored in class, or bored in study hall. And yeah, that's what's gonna happen to Siegfried. I need to title the chapter, then I can quit it. I guess you just gotta deal with this. Maybe I can take a video later of some stuff, maybe. I don't know. Shit. Now you're kind of useless now, aren't you? Just a video of me typing. Nothing. Yeah. Whatever. You exist in your own merits. Alright. So, Dallion comes and the end is revealed. Chapter 32 is... called Why the Clock Stopped Ticking, or the clock doesn't need to tick in order for time to move on, or time doesn't need a clock to tell it to move. What? The Circle of Life. The Circle of Life. Chapter 32. The Circle of Life. That might be a bit revealing, but you know, that's pretty fitting. Beast dies, beast lives, beast dies again. Circle of Life. Chapter 32. The Circle of Life. I'm content with that. What I will do, actually, is record a little bit of this sometime. I'm going to record a little bit of my desktop while I talk for a bit. Unless it's broken, unless it's a broken app now, which wouldn't be fun. Circle of Life. Of course it's not the final chapter though, because oh good, the app's broken, it seems. Oh, fucking alright. Do it this way. Fucking old-fashioned way. Oh, I can't even quit it. Beautiful. Thank you for being in my way, you shit. Great. Well, okay. Awesome. What a fun piece of shit you are at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna do this right now before any bad thing happens. What a fantastic, god damn it. Damn. Oh shit, fuck me. Hold on. iTunes works. This fucking app, man. Alright. What? Control delete. Great. Great. This is lovely. This is fucking beautiful. Are you serious? Do I have to restart my computer? That's pissing me off, I do. Ah! Good, my battery's dying. Can't even bitch about this anymore. Hey, here's the fucking circle of life right here. Computer works. Fucking crucial time comes. Computer doesn't work. Fuck. This. Hey, battery's out of work. Computer breaks. Battery doesn't fucking work anymore. Now I gotta do this shit. Turn it off and... Oh, mother. Fuck me. Fuck you, computer. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, battery, for dying.